So let's talk about the two faces of Kevin McCarthy and how he has likely talked himself right into a congressional subpoena. Because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So let's take a few minutes today to focus on two short sound bites from Representative Kevin McCarthy and talk about how his recklessness and his duplicity are about to come back to bite him, I predict, in the form of a congressional subpoena, at least for starters. Here is McCarthy's first statement just days after the insurrection, days after the attack on the Capitol, in comments he made on the House floor. It took him all of 25 seconds to make the following comments, which I will read verbatim. The president bears responsibility for Wednesday's attack on Congress by mob rioters. He should have immediately denounced the mob when he saw what was unfolding. These facts require immediate action by President Trump. Accept his share of responsibility, quell the brewing unrest, and ensure that President-elect Biden is able to successfully begin his term. That was McCarthy just days after the attack on the Capitol. Then a few months later, on Fox Entertainment TV, here is what McCarthy said about the day of the attack. And it took him just 12 seconds to say it. I'm going to read it verbatim with the mistakes stated in context. Here's what McCarthy said. What I talked to President Trump about, I was the first person to contact him when the riots was going on. He didn't see it. What he ended the call was saying, telling me he'll put something out to make sure to stop this. And that's what he did. He put a video out later. So let's talk about these two statements by Kevin McCarthy. First, in a rare spasm of truthfulness and candor, McCarthy said what we all know. Donald Trump is responsible for the insurrection. Or, in his exact words, quote, the president bears responsibility for Wednesday's attack on Congress, close quote, full stop. Then, apparently there's a trip to Mar-a-Lago. Undoubtedly some arm twisting by Donald Trump, and Kevin McCarthy emerges with a new story. Now, friends, as an aside, how weak does an individual have to be to take a trip to Mar-a-Lago, have your arm twisted by a corrupt, amoral, failed businessman and reality TV hack, come out and contradict yourself, lose all self-respect, and start singing Donald Trump's praises? I guess that's a question that could just as easily be answered by Lindsey Graham or Ted Cruz as it could be answered by Kevin McCarthy. So let's turn to McCarthy's second statement after his little Mar-a-Lago getaway, a few months after he had definitively told us Donald Trump is responsible for the attack on Congress. Now, what does Kevin McCarthy say on the Fox Entertainment Network? Well, number one, he says, I was the first one to talk to him about the attack when he called Donald Trump on the phone. Two, Donald Trump, didn't see it, hadn't seen the attack, wasn't aware of it, Kevin McCarthy tells us. And three, he said he will put something out to make sure it stops. Let's take those three assertions. First, McCarthy says, I was the first one to talk to him right at the beginning of the Capitol attack. Well, then, Kevin, you need to testify about that. If you were the first phone call that came into Donald Trump, what did you tell him was happening? What did he know was happening? Number two, you said Donald Trump told you he didn't see it. Well, let's see. It was being broadcast live on virtually every TV station. So Donald Trump wasn't watching TV. He wasn't watching coverage of what was going on just up the street from the White House. He wasn't watching his angry mob after he told them, go down there and stop the certification, stop the steal, go down there and fight like hell or you won't have a country anymore. He wasn't watching it. He didn't see it. Those are your words, Kevin. Donald Trump told you I didn't see it. That's something you need to testify about. And then finally, most importantly and most egregiously, you said when you spoke with him in that very first phone call at the front end of the Capitol attack, which he hadn't seen yet, he said he will put something out to make sure it stops. And then he didn't. For more than 3 hours, because you said you talked to him right at the beginning. He hadn't even seen it yet, according to you. And right at the beginning, he said he will put something out and make sure it stops. And for more than 3 hours, he didn't. He let his angry mob beat police officers. For more than 3 hours, he let his angry mob breach the Capitol, destroy property, hunt for elected officials. For more than 3 hours, he let people die. So you need to testify about all of that, Kevin, because justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.